Today on the magnifying glass, the half-Pakistani cricket journalist, wannabe batsman, a mediocre comedian, and James Anderson's biggest fan, Dennis Freedman from Dennis Does Cricket. Let's meet Dennis and put him under the magnifying glass. Hey guys, today I'm here with Dennis Does Cricket, and it's time to talk about cricket with Dennis Freedman. How are you today, mate?
Hey brother, what's going on?
I'm good. How are
hear
you?
me?
Yeah, it's all good.
I'm always well.
So I want to
always good.
start. Yeah, that's good. That's the Aussie way, man.
That's it, brother.
How do you get into cricket? What is your first cricketing memory?
My first cricketing memory.
Yeah, how do you get into the game of cricket?
As a kid in Australia, everybody's playing cricket in summer. When I grew up in the late 70s, early 80s, that's just what you did. So my first cricketing memory was probably being at school in maybe grade 3 or 4. Must have been grade 4. And swinging at the ball and not being able to hit a thing. and the ball, I remember the bowler bowling it down the leg side. I missed it. And I said to the coach, I can't hit it down the leg side. He said, you can't hit it down the offside either. So
that's good.
And then,
where'd you grow up?
And then, I grew up in Melbourne. And then I remember later in school, maybe a couple of years later, in school here in Melbourne, when you made 35, you had to retire. And I remember the game, I must have been in year 9, maybe, year 10. I remember making a 35 and having to retire. It might have even been year 12, I can't remember. And being so excited the first time I got to retire. And then I took 4 wickets bowling, and I took 3 wickets in 4 balls. So I had the match of my life.
Nice. My memory was really a bad one. The first match I ever saw on TV was the Pakistan-India World Cup match in 2003, and Sachin was just uppercutting Shoaib for 6, if you remember. That's my first memory. It's not a fun one, but yeah.
First international memory is not of Pakistan. It's
What's
probably
your
the West
first
Indies.
national memory?
Probably West Indies. The West Indies were here a lot.
Quartet?
It doesn't matter. There was like 10 of them. Someone retires, another one comes along.
Yep, there was the team. So my next question was already partly answered it. Did you ever play cricket at school or club level? How long did you actually play cricket for?
Yeah, I played cricket at school, and then I played 1 year after school, and then I didn't play for maybe nearly 20 years. And then I went back and played for the same club I played for in 1994. And when I played my first game, there were kids in that team who weren't born when I last played for that club. So I intend to play this summer 1 or 2 matches for my old club if I can. It's just hard finding the time with family and everything.
Are you a batsman, bowler, all-rounder, keeper?
Depends on the day. I was keeping for a while, and then I got too old. My knees packed up, and then I was opening the batting because no one else wanted to, or coming in number 5 or 6 or something. I don't know, whatever, but mainly batting.
Anyway.
Mainly batting.
Fair enough. Okay, what inspired you to get into cricket journalism? How did you start?
It's a long story, but ultimately I was reading cricket writers and thinking this is fucking boring. So everybody's writing the same and trying to be Gideon Haigh, and not that that's the bad thing. Gideon's a good guy, writes beautifully, but you need
different style.
You need diversity in life. Everybody can't write the same thing. And I always wanted to be a comedian, always. And I thought, well, I'll put cricket and comedy together. So I started writing comedy. In fact, I was writing satire and parody. I was doing fake press conferences and things. And then I started doing some serious pieces which got picked up around the world for all different types of publications, including Dawn and everything, Geo and all these guys, ARY.
Yep.
And in fact, I have on the wall behind me. I'll show you.
Yep.
You see this? That's a print from Dawn. You know, I wrote that for Dawn about Wazim Akram being a cheater.
Yeah, I can see him.
And then this one, I wrote about Waka Yunus as coach. But so they sent me the newspaper clippings and I framed them.
Nice.
But it became too overbearing. Like when you're writing for somebody else, you have to do their deadlines, their money, their words. Someone else is always editing things or changing stuff. You can't write the truth all the time. Sometimes they water it down. So I said, fuck it, I'll just do it. So I had my own website, which I could write whatever I liked. But I just got bored of writing for a while. So then I went video. Then we made the documentary. Then Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. And now I can just do my jokes on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram like this. And I don't have to worry about writing long articles to make $50 or $200 or whatever they were paying. Doesn't matter. So that was all good fun.
Yep.
So yeah, that's how I started. I just got bored of what I was reading. I wanted to read something more exciting. Actually, the guy that got me going, there's a brilliant Australian sports journalist by the name of Richard Hines, and he used to follow me on Twitter. Then he stopped following me. He followed me on Twitter. I wrote him a message saying, "Thanks for following me. You're my hero. You're the guy that got me started in journalism." And then he unfollowed me.
That's funny.
But
how come?
Yeah, but I don't know why. But he was the guy that started me in. Like I read his stuff, and I wanted to write like Richard Hines because he used to write a lot of parody and a lot of satire, and very cutting.
Yep. What fascinated or attracted you towards the Pakistani cricket, and that made you such a big advocate or ambassador for us?
I don't know. It just happened. Like I used to follow Indian cricket a lot, and then everybody decided to follow Indian cricket, and so I got bored. And so then there was Champions Trophy, and I tweeted after the semi-final. Yeah. And I tweeted after the semi-final, you beat England, and I was drunk in a pub with a friend. And I said, if Pakistan win this fucking tournament, I'm coming to Pakistan. And
nice.
you got to remember, you qualified last.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't even have been there. It should have been the West Indies, but then
and the Sri Lanka game where Sarfaraz got dropped as well.
Yeah, no, but you cancelled a series that you could have lost to Zimbabwe so that you would qualify.
That's true as well. Now it comes back to me.
Yeah. So you fucking cheated, right? You manipulated the system. Very, very Pakistani thing to do. And then you got in, and then you won the final. And I was in Newcastle, which is a shithole town in Australia, for work. And I was in a bar watching this fucking final at midnight. And you won. And the next day or the day after, someone started a GoFundMe campaign to raise money for me to go to Pakistan because they'd seen the tweet before. And in like 48 hours, it raised something like, I don't know, something like $8,000 or some shit.
Wow.
Like so much money from all the expats. And so that was it. That was my calling. It was like I found religion. And so I said, I'm going to go to Pakistan and make a movie. And I'd never done anything like that before. I thought, worst case, I would just land and I'll just hope the journalists in Pakistan will let me sleep on their couch. And I'll take my iPhone with a selfie stick and I'll just travel around and fucking film shit. And then Pakistan Cables, a wonderful company in Pakistan, sponsored some more money to do it properly. So I could actually get a laptop and a camera, and they gave me a film crew, and we made the Dennis Does Pakistan documentary, which you can find on YouTube. And it ended up with me interviewing Imran Khan at his house. So after being drunk in a pub in Sydney, hanging shit on Pakistan, 4 months later, I'm in Imran Khan's house, like Barney Gala.
Yeah.
And after that experience, how could you not love Pakistan?
Exactly. How was your experience filming in Pakistan? How did you find Pakistan as a country? The culture.
The first time, I had an idea what to expect because I lived in India on and off in 2004, 2005. So I thought it would be something like that. It was nothing like that. It was people left me alone. People respected my space. In India, you're a Gora. Everybody wants something from you. In Pakistan, you're a Gora. Only the rich people want something from you.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
So, yeah, because it was cool to be seen with the Gora. But in India, everybody wants a selfie and that. Anyhow, so we did that. It was good fun. The second time I went for PSL 5 was much more fun because I knew exactly what was going to happen. I'd already established a circle of friends. I knew what I was doing for work. I knew what I could get away with and not get away with because I like to be an idiot. So the second time, they were just different experiences. The first time was exploring. The second time was really enjoying.
Where have you been in Pakistan?
Everywhere.
Where exactly you going?
I landed in Karachi. Then we went Lahore, Islamabad, Bani Gala, Natia Gali.
I live near Natia Gali, Aptabad. I'm from there, so we grew up in Natia Gali every holidays.
So's Fawad Ahmed and so's Osama bin Laden.
Yeah.
So, and then the second time we just did Karachi and Lahore, and we went to the Wagah border. Multan as well. Obviously, went to Multan.
How was Wagah? You thought?
Well, there's a clip on YouTube. If you Google on YouTube, tape ball for peace. I went there and filmed myself hitting a tape ball over the border into India for peace.
That's nice. I'll look into that.
Yeah.
So are you planning to go back anytime soon after this COVID
thing? I want to go for PSL 6, but I'm not sure with the COVID situation whether it makes sense. Because there's quarantine both ends and all that shit. So maybe I'll miss PSL 6 and come for PSL 7 because I did PSL 3 in Dubai. So maybe I'll just come every second year and shake it up a bit.
And next time you're in Aptabad, do let me know. I have family there who can look after you and everything. And if I'm there, that's even better. I'm in Brisbane right now, but yeah.
Well, Ahmed Shahzad said next time I go, he's going to take me to the northern regions, and we're going to go.
Exactly.
I'm going to pretend I'm Pashtun, and we're going to go.
That works.
Yeah, I know, and we're going to go around all the northern areas. So I thought we'd make a movie. Dennis and Ahmed do KPK or something like that. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe Javed Afridi will sponsor us
if you're lucky. Speaking of the cricketers, how do you get in touch with all of them?
There's different ways. So initially, they used to follow me a lot on Twitter because I used to make jokes about them. So, and some stay and some leave because I don't like the jokes. And then you talk to them on messaging. Sometimes I write an article about them. They'd reach out and say thank you. Sometimes I reach out to them and ask them, could I interview? In the past, when we used to have a radio show here in Australia, we used to reach out to them on social media and just say, we have a radio show next week. It's live. Would you come on? And maybe half will, half won't. And then after you've done a few, you get credibility and then people are more comfortable speaking to you. I very rarely, I think only once have I gone through a media manager. We interviewed Jimmy Neesham years ago and I went through the Kiwi media manager only because Jimmy said, just ask him for permission. And so I asked him, he said, yeah, fine, they don't give a shit. But in Pakistan or India, the media managers, they don't help journalists very much. They help their friends. They don't help. If you're on the fringes or you're not with the big TV, if you're not with PTV or something, Geo or ARY, they don't care. So they just ignore your messages. So you've got to go direct to the players. And then when the players learn to trust you, they introduce you to other players. And then you go to their house and you have dinner, or then you play golf with them or whatever. But as long as you don't betray the trust and don't use them just because you want to be seen with a player. I couldn't give a shit if someone is a cricket player or not. I'm yet to meet. I probably met one cricket player who I felt intimidated by. Because the reality is I'm older than all of them. That was Misbah.
Oh, okay.
Misbah. Watch Dennis Does Pakistan. You'll understand why. But even when I met Imran Khan, I didn't care. Like, he's just a guy. Everyone's just a person. They just happen to play cricket. I happen to make jokes and write stories. And we're just people talking or enjoying a moment, right? So I don't get intimidated by meeting these people. I enjoy meeting them because they've got interesting stories. But at the end of the day, they're just people. They have families. They have parents. They went to the same kind of schools that you went to. They just happen to be good at sport. Like, you're good at interviewing people, or someone else is good at making coffee, whatever, you know, they have a skill. So, and when they understand it, because they want normality as well. Most of them, some of them just want to be treated like kings, right? So there's some dickheads who want to treat me like I'm a king. Mohammed Amir, Kevin Peterson, Shane Warne, these guys, they want to be, I'm so special. And then there's the majority of them are just beautiful people. Adam Gilchrist, Ricky Ponting, Shahid Afridi, Shan Masood, Sarfraz, Emmett Shazad now has grown up and now he's had a child and got married. He's become a really, humble guy. These kind of guys, brilliant. Shane Watson, they just want to talk to you like a human. Ben Cutting, Fawad Ahmed, Fawad Alam, all of them. Anyone named Fawad is a good guy.
Fair enough. I'll talk about a bit serious now on Pakistan cricket and Australian cricket. Your thoughts on Misbah? Why?
I'll get bored.
You can reply in your jokingly way if you want. Thoughts on Misbah as coach and Babar as long-term captain?
They're both mistakes.
Okay. Why do you think they're mistakes?
Because Mickey was the best coach Pakistan ever had and should still
Agreed.
be there. And the only reason Misbah is there is because Wasim Akram decided that he wanted a Desi to be coached, so he played all the political games in the background and Misbah came along for the ride. Misbah actually got used. Misbah got used by Wasim, and now look at him, his reputation is ruined. Baba, I have this, the best player doesn't make the best captain, always.
That's
sometimes
Australia as well.
Sometimes they do, but most of the time they do not. Right? Look at Tim Payne. Look at Stephen Fleming. Look at Jason Holder. Look at all these guys. They're not the best player, but they're the best people leader. Misbah wasn't the best player of Pakistan, but he was definitely the best captain they had for a long, long time. And then you have some of the best players who were shit captains. Sachin Tendulkar. These kind of guys. You don't... even Virat Kohli is probably not the best captain, right?
Because MS Dhoni is much better, I reckon.
Sometimes, not in test matches. But the thing with Baba, he's so young and he's so talented. Why burden him with the captaincy? Captaincy is a different thing to do than... It's like saying you're the best batsman, be a wicketkeeper now, because it's just stupid. You pick the best leader of men. The person that walks in that room, the person that walks into that change room in Pakistan who owns the room and has everybody's respect, can manage the media, can manage the players, and can make your head better is Shan Masood. Shan Masood should be Pakistani captain.
And coach? Who should be coach?
Mickey. They're too late now.
Yeah.
They need to. Pakistan can't have a local coach. Not yet. Because there's no one that's done the training and has the experience. The guy that's had the most experience and done the most training is probably Faisal Iqbal. But you need an international coach. I'd probably go for Grant Flower or somebody, Andy Flower, someone like that now.
Yeah, that's true.
I'd go for Mike Hesson or Tom Moody or somebody like a renowned coach. Yeah, but somebody that can walk into the room and is not caught up in the politics of the PCB. This is Wasim Khan's fault. Wasim Khan was brought in to get rid of all the politics, and he's done the exact opposite. He let Misbah and Wasim take over, and now you've gone from number 1 to number fucking 100.
Why do you troll Indians so much on social media?
Oh, come on, man. I troll everybody. It's just that Indians get mad and Pakistanis laugh. That's the difference.
That is very true.
Pakistanis laugh and go, that was funny, and then they share it on WhatsApp with all their friends. Hey, look at this. In India, they go, I'm going to fucking rape your daughter, and all this stupid shit. The threats that I get, just ridiculous. I make more jokes about Australian cricketers than any other country, and no one, it's only Indians that care. I don't know why.
Your take on the Sandpaper Gate episode and how Australia handled it?
I think at the time in hindsight, probably handled as good as you could have handled it. I think, if you take the sphere of things you could have done, they probably got 90% right, and around the edges you could probably debate 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, ban, no ban, whatever. But they tackled it head on. They had the culture review. They cleaned out most of the board. And look at it now. I'll tell you what, Tim Payne's going to go down as one of the greatest captains ever that Australia's had, because he took Australia at its worst point. And he might not be the best wicketkeeper ever or the best batsman ever, but he's definitely one of the best leaders of men. Or maybe, he's probably the best leader we've had since Alan Border. Or maybe Steve Waugh. They were brilliant leaders.
Ponting.
Ponting inherited a team that was winning.
That's true. He got it from Steve Waugh.
Right? So Steve Waugh won 16 in a row. Ponting came won 16 in a row. Test matches. Alan Border had a team in the 80s that couldn't fucking beat an egg. Right? So, and that's what Tim Payne inherited. Australia lost to India at home, like unheard of. So they'd lost, you forget they'd lost 3-0 in Sri Lanka. They were getting smashed everywhere. He inherited it, and he's turned it around, and now these kids believe in themselves. He understands that cricket's not the be-all and end-all. He's got a good balance with his wife and family, and just a brilliant leader. And now people don't understand, but in terms of Australian wicket keepers, he's got the second highest batting average of an Australian wicketkeeper behind Adam Gilchrist. Now, Adam Gilchrist is a
Haddon?
Yeah, he's once in a 100-year player, Adam Gilchrist, and Tim Payne has a higher batting average, is the next best.
Tim Payne reminds me a little bit of Misbah, where he took over in 2010 after the spot fixing scandal. Yeah. I do see similarities in that.
Yeah, I do. I do, because they're both mature. Yeah, how old would Misbah would have been?
Around 30? Yeah.
No, must have been older. Must have been older, because in 2018 he was 42. So he would have been 34 when he took over. And I remember that because in 2018 I was also 42, and I did a push-up challenge. Offered to do a push-up challenge with him.
Did you win?
Yeah, I see some. I understand the similarities. Yeah, of course I won. I understand this. I understand the similarities. I think it's a fair comparison to make. But it proves the fact that mature leaders of men as captain is more important than the best batsman or best bowler. Your 22-year-old superstar should never be captain of a test team. Never. They haven't got the experience. I don't know what the fuck's
I think
going on.
Australia's got the same issue. Australia's captain's always like the best player. There's actually talking about making Pat Cummins the captain as well. Do you agree with that or not? Pat Cummins.
Who's the captain?
Pat Cummins getting some hype around to be captain.
Yeah, I'm not sure who the natural next captain is, to be honest. It might be. It may well be Steve Smith again. I wouldn't make it Steve Smith, but it could be. Maybe it's. I don't know. But I'm not. You got to be close to who's got a good cricketing brain. Maybe Nathan Lyon would be a good captain.
Maybe.
I think it needs to be someone that's like 26 or 27 or older, not someone that's 23.
You see Marnus in the future being a captain?
Yeah, in the future, of course. In the future, he'll be a captain one day.
Views on the current state of Australian cricket with JL at the helm.
I think he's done a pretty good job of working with Tim Payne to get belief back. I think he's made most of the time he's got it right with selection. I don't agree with Joe Burns still holding his place because
exactly.
he's incumbent. I don't believe in incumbency. I don't believe in it. You're either the best person on the day or you're not. I don't care what you did yesterday. It's what you're going to do today. And that's the problem with Pakistan. Oh, I've made 5,000 runs. I should always have a spot in the team.
Yep.
That shit's bullcrap. It's crap. Are you the best person today? And Joe Burns shouldn't have played that first test.
He's probably going to retain his spot now, I reckon, the second test.
Well, what it's going to do is mean that Matthew Wade loses his spot. Because David Warner's going to come back, and Matthew Wade's got nowhere to go because Cameron Green's not going to get dropped. And
do you think Cameron Green's overhyped? I like Cameron Green, but the whole hype in the media, I'm just like, I get vibes in Pakistan. There's some media does the same thing to Storm when he plays Umar Atmal. MH got the same treatment in the media. So I get the same vibe with Cameron. I'm just like, let the guy be. Just hold on.
I don't think he's overhyped. The kid is special. Even You don't make back-to-back double hundreds in Shield, and then like even the way he started that first Test match, he looks so comfortable batting. He got out
Umar Akmal
slashing at a
started
ball.
well
and hit
too,
the ball.
though. You remember Umar Akmal when he started, he was pretty special as well.
Yeah, Umar Akmal still is special, but in the wrong type of special.
Yeah.
The problem-
So
the-
I'm just
problem with
afraid that they're gonna put too much pressure on Cam.
Come on, Umar
They
Akmal
were
and
hyped.
Cameron Green are very different. Cameron Green has got a strong group around him that's going to make sure
It's true.
he does the right thing. Umar Akmal, one of 4 boys, just fucking bizarre family. I've met 3 of them. I met Umar, Akmal, and Adnan.
You know, Baba's from the
I know.
as
I know.
well, which makes no sense, but yeah, because they're polar opposites.
No, it makes a lot of sense. You can see the talent. The difference is that Mickey Arthur got to Bubba Azam early. And Mickey Arthur shielded and guided Bubba and got him on the right path. It was too late by the time Mickey got there for Kamran and Umar.
Yep. What's your opinion on the whole switch hit versus the switch arm debate that's currently happening when Glenn Maxwell went off in the India series just now? People were saying
I
that
think-
bowlers can switch arms or ends as well. So,
I think it's fine as long as if you switch hit, then the LBW rule where it pitches outside leg should be dropped. So you should lose protection from that if you switch hit. So if you get hit in front, it doesn't matter where the ball pitched. That should be the trade-off because then there's a proper risk reward.
Yeah, but then batsman might think twice.
Yeah, that's what should happen. I don't mind switch hitting. Why not?
Yeah.
Evolution is good. Evolution is good.
But then the counter argument is the bowlers should have a counter evolution as well, at which end they should bowl from. And
Well, yeah, but the bowlers have. The bowlers invented the doosra, they invented the carom ball, they invented the slow ball, the slow bouncer, the wide yorker. The bowlers have evolved and do different things. And then the batsmen are now responding.
okay, Dennis, it's time for some quick fire questions. Are you ready?
Sure, man. Go.
Favorite format?
Test.
Favorite player?
Ever?
Any ever or now?
The one player I would always drop everything to go watch is Shahid Afridi. Batting or bowling, I stop everything I'm doing and watch that guy.
Typical Pakistani of you, Dennis. I hate Afridi because I don't hate Afridi, but he's broken my heart so many times. It's just like one too many times now.
Yeah, but
Love and hate.
you can't break your heart if you don't believe in him first.
Kohli versus Smith versus Root versus Williamson versus Babar. Who's the guy for you?
In test matches, Root doesn't belong
Overall,
in that
all formats.
on any day, any of them can do anything except for Root. I park Root. Root's not good enough to be in the Fab
Root's
Four
not top 5. Oh, okay, do you think Babar's
Fab
gone
Four
up?
doesn't involve Root. Root out, Bubba in. On any day, any of those guys can do anything. You watch Kane Williamson play. Every time I watch Kane Williamson play, I go, fuck me. This guy, if he was Indian, he would be bigger than Kohli.
Favorite match and favorite batting innings and favorite bowling spell?
Favourite batting innings I can remember seeing live was Chris Gale in the Big Bash making 51 off 14 balls in Melbourne for Renegades. And I was sitting behind the glass having dinner with a corporate guest. And twice the ball hit the glass. That was amazing. Favourite bowling spell?
Champions Trophy. Amir. Oh.
It's not Amir. Probably Curtly Ambrose at the Wacker. 7 for 1 he took.
Yeah, I've seen that. That's pretty good.
Curtly was just phenomenal. And such a nice guy. Favourite match? Oh, there's been a lot.
438 ODI.
No, not an ODI. It won't be an ODI. I'm thinking which is my favourite test match. I think
5 Ashes.
I think there's two. One was when Sri Lanka beat England. I think it wasn't Lords. It might have been Trent Bridge to win the series 1-0, 2-match series 2014 or 15. And Anderson was last out to a bouncer. They lost by 2 runs or something.
Mm.
That was amazing. Angelo Matthews made 100, and that was first time Sri Lanka won in England, the series. And the second one was when Pakistan drew 2-2 with England. And the last match where Yunus in the Test series, where Yunus made the double 100 in the fourth innings to save the match.
Which year was this?
Must have been 2017 or 16.
The push-ups? Is that the time where the Misbah did the push-ups?
That was that series. That was that series, yeah.
Is James Anderson really overrated?
Yes.
I disagree, but okay. Who do you support?
Well, then don't ask me the question.
I think Jameson's improved a lot. Before you could say you could bowl in England, but yeah, that's my opinion. I always prefer Dale Steyn though.
Dale Steyn shits on James Anderson.
Who do you support in Australia versus Pakistan?
The players. I have some favourite players in both, so I support the players.
Okay. Ben Stokes or Fahim Ashraf? Who's the better all-rounder?
Shut up, Khan.
Okay, who's the better batsman, Chris Martin or Glenn McGrath?
Glenn McGrath made a Test 50. So we have to go with Glenn.
Better DRS review taker, Tim Payne or Shane Watson?
I'm going to go Shane Watson because at least he made a decision. Tim Payne listens to everybody else. He goes, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Shane Watson just goes.
Yeah, confidence. The next T20 ODI World Cup and or World Cup winners in the Test Championship winner. What's prediction?
Australia will win the Test Championship, and they'll probably play New Zealand in that. The ODI World Cup. Where are they playing now? Is it
not
moved?
Sure, actually.
The ODI World Cup.
Where was it supposed to be? The last one in England.
I thought it was Australia.
Australia, the T20 World Cup, which was supposed to happen, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to say the World Cup will be India. The T20 World Cup.
Is it India now? So there's
I don't know where it is, but I'm going to say India. The T20 World Cup, I'm going to say England.
Better hairstyle, Adam Zampa or Lasith Malinga?
Oh, Malinga's the original, man. You can't beat old school cool.
That's true. Yuvraj's 36 or India's 36?
I haven't heard that one. That's gold. I'm going to tweet that. I'm tweeting that right now. No, I'm going to put a poll. I'm just creating a poll. Yuvraj.
Those sixes were really cool as well.
India. Okay. Who made the better 36? Oh, this is gold. Let's see. I think Yuvraj's, because Yuvraj, to be honest, up until Yuvraj shamed Shahid Afridi for calling out the bullshit from the Indian Prime Minister. I had a lot of time for Yuvraj. I thought he was a good guy. I think he is still, but he's caught in politics again. Anyhow.
I love his.
I'm gonna watch the poll. Stuart Broad too.
Yeah, favorite sporting movie.
The Club, but you would never heard of it.
No, I haven't.
It was made in the 70s in Australia about a make-believe AFL team.
Okay. Have you seen Rush, the Formula One one? It's really good.
Yeah. Or the other one is what's that movie where the guy's doing the scoop with the long hair that looks like
which sport are you talking about?
What's that movie?
Which sport?
It'll come to me later. No, it's an Indian movie.
Okay. Oh, Lagan.
Lagan
is good. It's got Amir Khan.
Already we've had 83 votes in 1 minute, and it says India 51%, Yuvraj 49%.
Better bowler, Matty Wade or MS Dhoni?
Matty Wade. Matty Wade's a very skillful cricketer in everything.
But didn't MS Dhoni get out KP?
Who cares? Everyone gets KP out.
Mate, you're not a KP fan.
I think he's... I got to know KP very well personally. I think he's an arrogant, selfish man.
Okay. Better keeper, Kamran Akmal or Phil Hughes?
Wow. Well, Phil Hughes only stood in a couple of times. Cameron Akmal has made a career out of it. Cameron Akmal's keeping in the last PSL was very good.
Doesn't Kamran Akmal got the most Pakistani dismissals ever? Or he's pretty
Wouldn't
much
surprise
up
me.
there?
Cameron Akmal, when he's not taking money in Sydney, he's an amazing... He follows me on Twitter too, so now he's going to stop following me. He's an amazing
That's
keeper.
funny. Yep. Oh man, that Sydney test, don't remind me.
All right, we're up to 200 votes, and still India leading by 51% to Yuvraj 49%.
Who is taller, Sachin or James Taylor?
It has to be Sachin. But what a shame James Taylor had the heart issues. If you see, here's another thing. KP's book, KP wrote James Taylor should never play Test cricket because he's too small. But then James Taylor came out and was a fantastic player until he had those heart issues.
Yeah, that's pretty sad. Better six hitter, Fawad Alam or Pujara?
Don Bradman. So Don Bradman once said you can't get out caught if you hit the ball on the ground. And so Pujara got to number one cricketer and batsman in the world, and Fawad Alam should have been. And both of them play the same.
Better wall, Pujara or Dravid?
Better wall.
Yeah.
No, Dravid was a better player than Pujara.
Rugby league or AFL?
Oh, AFL every day.
Oh, come on, mate.
Rugby league, in the order of sports, AFL, cricket, 6,024 other sports, watching grass grow, NRL.
You put AFL higher than cricket?
Yeah, 100%.
Who do you support?
Carlton.
I go for the Demons, and they've been so bad the past few years, so I've stopped watching.
Well, that's because you made a bad choice in life.
Yep. Pace or line and length?
Oh, line on length every day. Look at...
my pace is exciting.
No, Philander is exciting. Muhammad Abbas is exciting.
I get where you're coming from, but I don't know, pace just excites me, like Mitch Johnson and that Ashes series. But then again, there's only one Ashes series.
Mitch Johnson didn't get wickets because of pace. He got wickets because he put the ball in the right spot.
Yeah, but he's bowling really quick too.
Big deal.
Who could not hit you for a six? Dre Russ or Hardik Pandya?
Well, depends if Dre Russ has skipped another drug test or not. So Hardik Pandya will probably... I think both of those guys would fucking hit me from here to New Zealand.
Who's more likely to get a duck, Boom Boom or Murali?
Ajit
Agaka.
Agaka.
The other one, the Indian all-rounder. Yeah. Yep.
He made like 7 ducks in a row here in one series.
Yeah.
Mark Waugh, for a while, had the nickname Audi because he made 4 ducks in a row.
I didn't know that.
See?
Most likely to get a screamer, Inzamam or Cornwall?
Oh, Cornwall. He's taking them. First slip, man. He takes them.
It reminds me of that the Bermuda cricketer in the 07 World Cup who took a screamer as well.
What was his name? I should know it. I do know it.
I don't know his name, but yeah, that was pretty
I
good sight to watch. Mitch Marsh or Sean Marsh?
To do what?
As a better player.
Sean Marsh is a better drinker of alcohol. Mitch Marsh is not as good at holding onto his girlfriends because now Nathan Lyon is dating his girlfriend.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I'd have to go with Sean.
Who would you rather face, Shoaib or Brett Lee?
I think I'd rather face Brett Lee because he used to pitch it up a lot more, and it showed in his bowling average. His bowling average was 30, right? Because he used to pitch it up a lot, so people used to just fall onto the ball, hit him through the covers. So I think it was easier to face Brett. Shoaib was fucking all over the place, and
Yep.
he was angry. He was mad and angry.
But I love him anyway. I don't
Yeah,
know.
no, but that's what I'm saying. I don't want to face him.
Who's the GOAT as batsman wise? Sachin or Lara? Did you put
Sangakkara.
anyone else? Sankar, yeah? That's the first, yeah. Or Jack Pellet?
Sangakkara made runs everywhere.
Mm.
Average 56, making runs fucking everywhere in a shit team. There was him and Jai Surya. That was it.
90s you're talking about, right? Because they got pretty good after the 90s.
They weren't not in test matches. They weren't that good. Not batting.
Fair
And
enough.
Sangakkara is just a beautiful guy. You know, every year Sangakkara comes to Melbourne and runs free cricket clinics for the Sri Lankan kids, but he doesn't advertise any of it.
Oh,
He just does it in the community for free. Yep.
That's
Doesn't
very
want the
nice.
kudos. Doesn't want any of that. He's a lawyer. You know, he's a lawyer.
I didn't know that.
There's a lot of Sri Lankan ex-cricketers in Melbourne.
I didn't know that.
Gunasekara, there's a lot of them. They all come to Melbourne to retire.
And Wakar is in Sydney, I think. He's a
Yes, that's
place in
Wasim.
Sydney. Yeah,
Yep, so it's
Wasim's wife's from Australia. Anyway,
Yeah.
Dennis, that's all the questions I have. Thank you for your time. I really enjoyed it.
No worries, man.
Thank you